this whole thing that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduah is doing is not only destroying the family relationship, but it's also destroying.
But I mean, you're not looking as a man. You have not looked at the dimension where you have a friend, and your friend's wife is alleging that your friend is sleeping or having sexual advances to your wife. Have you looked at that?
I think the worst that can happen is if you found your friend sleeping with your wife. That is when you can go to this extreme.
It doesn't matter to you, even if there are advances.
The extreme she's got to is a case of where you find a friend sleeping with your wife. I'm being very realistic. And now, why is it that some of us are very bothered? Because the facts don't add up. You know, I share a good relationship with Senator Natasha Akpoti. Having known her as my friend's girlfriend, even before she got married to Alema. And so there's so many things I do know about her. While I will not go into the personal things that I do know, but I can tell you for free that relationship broke down when the Senate President made the statement in July, when he said, interestingly, Senator Natasha was not on her seat. She was speaking from a position she was not supposed to speak from. She stood up and said, oh, Senate President, we don't want you to kill that bill. One, the bill was not her bill. Secondly, she was not on her seat. And so normally that should have also earned her a suspension in the real sense of it. Because before they entered that new chamber, there's also a video tape going round that saw Senator Natasha apologizing because she was also discussing with another senator. And in that case, the Senate President said they would forgive her. So that also shows you that there's been a trajectory. This now happened in the new chamber. It was, in fact, I think it was the first day they had moved into the new chamber. That was when this happened. And when the Senate President actually said, we are not in a nightclub, if he had said we are not in a market, he meant a place where you make noise. This is the Senate. There's
been a history. There's been a trend of how Senator Godswill Akpabio has addressed the same senator in manners that are derogatory.
Which one do you have?
The one that she spoke and said, "Oh, we're not in a nightclub."
That's what I'm saying.
Would you have addressed?
That is what I'm saying. There was no trajectory.
And she has also she has also mentioned in several of the interviews that on several occasions she has talked down on her publicly. She said it in most of the foreign media interviews that she's had.
Back one with any facts apart from the one of saying that we are not in a nightclub. And when that statement went viral and people felt, oh no, this was not right. Do you understand? It gave the connotation that perhaps the Senate President was referring to her as a club girl. The Senate President was humble enough. First, like I said on Arise Television, he wanted to go to the house to go and apologize. But on the second thought, he said, look, if I apologize in the house, people will not see it. Let me do it on the floor of the chambers. To cut the long story short, he did apologize. And I spoke a day after, being his consultant on communication and strategy, and also his advisor, one of those who advised him to apologize. And I tried to show the family ties. I tried to show the family relationship. I tried to tell the world that, look, what you people were trying to do with these two families is not the true situation. But Senator Natasha gave me the worst backlash I could have imagined.
In your defense, in your defense of the Senate President, and it does look like a difficult job to do, right? To defend him as his morals, his morality, and these are issues. You remember the issues of Joy Nunez, who said that the Senate President made sexual advances to her. Now, Atiku Abubakar has come to say, look, it's a public knowledge that this is what he does. Even when he was governor.
While I will not address one of Atiku Abubakar because he has been roundly addressed by Senator Ben Bruce Murray. Ben Bruce Murray is a former senator and has spoken directly to Atiku, to the Vice President Atiku Abubakar. I will tell you that one of Joyce Nunez, I also addressed it on your program, Politics Today. I said he had his regrets. His greatest regret was that he didn't pursue that, and he's pursuing it now. Now, like I rightly said, it's Stormy Daniels. If Trump had taken her case seriously, he won't be an ex-convict now until the appeal court or the Supreme Court decides to discharge President Trump, he is an ex-convict. Sorry, he's a convicted felon. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And so that same mistake is what he doesn't want to do with this case. Because, you see, when I tell you the facts don't add up, I'm staying with facts. People have called me since after that your program that went viral, and I've said, okay, maybe you should have tried to stay balanced because of your relationship with Alema. My relationship with Alema is not broken. I told you Alema worse than what I did on that program. Do you understand? Because he knows that, for one, I always tell him the truth. I stay with the truth.
So where does your loyalty lie? Where you earn a living, or where your friend?
It's not about earning a living. It's about staying with the truth.
No, the question is
because first of all, my loyalty lies with where I'm working, which is with the Senate president, but because the truth is there.
But you've lost a friend in Alema. You've lost a friend in Alema.
Alema says he has lost a friend in me, then he's most unfortunate because he knows I'm one friend that has stood by him and tells him where it is. Now, where am I going here? Where I'm going here is that if I thought Natasha was saying the truth, I would have resigned immediately. I'm sure you know that much, Shemo Kimbaloye, of me. I'm not one that gets moved by either position or money. And that was why I never served in government again after I left the government of Dr. Emmanuel Odunga. Nobody can say I lobbied for any position because I only concentrated on what I do. Everybody knows I am very well to do in terms of my property business. Nobody can take that away from me. In fact, without being immodest, as a commissioner, I had already declared my assets in billions because I was representing Microsoft for 5 years in property business. And the facts are there when I declared my assets to the Code of Conduct Bureau. So I'm not somebody that shy away from what I can get or make for a living. The relationship I have with Alema, I cherish it. I'm not telling you I don't cherish that relationship.
So you don't think it's broken now?
But
with what you have done, which would have offended
I will not take because of
his
that
wife.
Relationship. Now stick to a lie that is destroying.
Why would you say it's a lie?
My boss.
I mean, you are not the one just a moment. Why would you say it's a lie? The woman here has said, this man assaulted me, harassed me sexually. And these are the allegations that she has put forward. But it's between both of them. You were not there, were you?
Why I say it's a lie?
Why?
I say it's a lie because the facts don't add up. And because I know let me not use the things I have spoken with her so that it will not be like I am going to shave her head at her back. I will never use that. But she knows what we have both discussed outside even her husband because of the family relationship we all share. I will never go into that. Now, what she has told the outside was that she's being silenced. And that she's being silent because she had not given in to the sexual harassment. Is that not what she said? And she said on the 8th day of December, 2023, where she arrived, Uyo, that when she was being taken around the house, the Senate president held her hand and told her that now that you are a senator, you have seen the beauty of my house, we can come back here and spend quality time. Mm-hmm. I am quoting her. That's why I said I'm going to stay on fact, so there is no sentiments here. Now, there are 3 things you must ask yourself. If she is going to, there are many things for her to enjoy. And on the 21st day of November 2023, she has already been made a committee chairman for local content. What is there to enjoy again? Amongst 109 senators.
How big of a deal is local content?
It's a big deal because it was the local content that caused all this confusion. I said
really?
In the program.
No, I'm
going to come there.
How is the local content committee?
No, I will come there. Let me first of all trace the synopsis. If on the second day when she resumed in November, this is a synopsis, this is a barometer. Where is your camera?
Yeah.
Can I show you?
You can scroll it. Don't worry, you don't need to. This can be scrolled.
It can be scrolled.
Yeah.
It's good for you to scroll it.
Yeah.
It's good for you to scroll.
Absolutely, don't worry.
This is a barometer. Now, if on the second day that she resumed as a senator, she seconded a motion moved by Senator Sita Nguta. It's never been done in history. Just when she has been given her rules book. And thank God you are going to scroll it. She was able to move a motion for them to recognize the traditional ruler from her place that died. Her gold bill, which is a very laudable bill, innovative in all standard. I commended her, and we even shared messages when that gold bill passed second reading. You know what it means when a bill has passed second reading? That means by the third reading, it becomes a law, waiting to be assented to. Then again, she was able to bring up, on the day she was suspended, on the 20th day of February 2025, when she was suspended, she had the diaspora banking bill. It was read for the first time, first reading. So when we are talking about the synopsis, we're talking about the second day of November when she was able to second the motion moved by Senator Sita Nguta. Mm-hmm. Now she seconded that motion. She went ahead for the gold bill. The gold bill has passed second reading in the Senate and even in the House of Reps. Once it passes second reading, that means by the third reading it becomes a law. And this is her own bill. Now, if you look at this synopsis, she has been able to present 3 bills. There are some senators that do not even have that. It's a barometer. She has had 18 legislative actions in plenary, 79 plenary sittings. And they gave her 18%. We have other barometers. I will not read the other barometers of other senators because the second year anniversary of the Senate is coming.